Hey guys, hey, how you guys are doing? Is you guys a doing? Because no, I'm not a doing. It was my second time in the ER yesterday. If you hear anything in the background besides my noise, my fan is on low. That's the best I could do because it is hot in my house. It is like 80 degrees upstairs and freezing downstairs. So in my bedroom, it's hot in here. So other than that, me and my baby are watching Infinity Wars, and I thought I'd take a few minutes to make a video because I didn't do it today. I've been pretty much kind of meh and resting. So I went back to the ER yesterday, and they gave me another CT scan, this time with contrast. The place that they put my IV, the lady had put it in a weird, funky, like sideways, like almost, like if you look at the picture, like you can kind of see on my Facebook and Instagram, like it going sideways. That shit hurt, and they love those two veins because they're so big, and like they don't want to put it anywhere else. And I'm like, that means I have to hold my arm for 6 or 7 hours in the ER completely straight, or the medicine and stuff won't go in, or it starts to like infiltrate in my, my arm meats. So my back and my stomach still hurt, but nothing like it did. My CT scan came out great. For those of you who care about my distal or whatever, I had my blood platelets taken perfectly fine. My hemoglobin and all that's wonderful. My iron is like 2 points down than what it was, but I mean, I just had my lady time, so I kind of expected that. And then my protein level looked good. So one thing I really, really, really want to talk about is that when you are a rare case, and I am, like, I'm not being like, I'm a rare case. I am a rare case. You're not going to find many people like me, and I'm pretty damn sure you're not going to find anybody exactly with all the shit and all the complications and everything I've ever had. So when you go into a new hospital, a new ER, new doctors, people who do not know you, people who have no idea of your history, and you have to sit there and explain these things, it's hard. It's really hard because, I'm like, number one, I had to explain to them what epiploric appendicitis was, because obviously I didn't get to see the same ER doctor because she wasn't working. So I saw somebody different, and of course they'd never heard of it because it is a rare thing. So that's what I get. I get rare, obscure, weird shit that happens to me. So epiploric appendicitis, if you haven't watched my other video, I would suggest you do so because there's more information on that. It's pretty much just something horrifically painful. It's miserable. It is god-awful and miserable, and it takes up to 10 days for the damn thing to die. So again, if you haven't seen my other video, I'd kind of go over there and look, but I'll just give you kind of like a rundown, and then I'll continue to talk about what the hell I was talking about a second ago. If I remember it, #squirrel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I don't usually look like this. What am I? Yeah, I do. I look like hot damn it usually, but whatever. You can subscribe if you want to. You can unsubscribe if you want to. I'm not having it today. I'm just like, you do what you want, girl, boy. Non-binary, you whatever. You do whatever you feel like. You can do. You can hang out. You can leave comments. You can not leave comments. You can hate watch me, like whatever. You do you, boo boo. You do you. I'll do me. So, because there's always like 6 people who hate every single solitary video I make. Like, they watch it, but hate it. Why? I don't hate watch. Why would you hate watch somebody? That's like a waste of my time. That's like, ooh, I hate that bit. Ooh, I hate that bit. Oh, girl, I hate that, but I'm gonna watch you anyway. Why? What? I don't get it. You do you, boo-boo. It's still money. Okay, thanks. It's still a click. I'll take it. Anyway, so you so you have to like explain everything. So number one, I have to explain. You say distal bypass. Is it gastric bypass? Well, yeah, I do have a gastric bypass, but and then you can see my frustrated face. So I'm like. So I'm like, okay. So I had gastric bypass in 2013. This might help people who don't know me. I had gastric bypass in 2013. So right after my gastric bypass, I was unable to eat or drink. Okay, at all. Unable to eat nor drink at all for 2 fucking weeks. My doctors refused to listen to me. 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, I had become not only severely dehydrated, but my kidneys were shutting down. Yeah. So I was pissing sludge. Like, I'm just being honest with you. I was pissing sludge like there barely anything was coming out, and what was coming out was nasty. So of course I had to be, into the emergency room, admitted immediately, like 89,000 bags of water, like all kinds of horse shit. And then finally they listened to me when I almost died, and I had a stricture. So, even the doctor apologized to me. Like, he was like, I'm sorry, but, I thought, it was just your gastric bypass and sweat. I was like, why would I, whatever. So, I had a stricture, and a stricture is where the opening of, well, I mean, it can be an opening of anything. You can have a stricture in your, in your intestines too. You can have a stricture down there anywhere that has, a hole or whatever, like, that has a way to close. But I digress. So I had a stricture, and they went in there and kind of opened it up, and literally within 4 weeks, it had closed again, in like about a pencil eraser. So if you're on my Facebook or Instagram, you can go back to like way back in the day, and you can see the pictures of that. So anyway, so they went in there, so they did that first, and then I had to move. So my baby had gotten orders to Dover. Now, the whole time, every time I ate, I got sick. Every time I ate, I got sick. And this horrible, god-awful pain that I thought I was going to die. I know, like, I talk around damn near everything, but whatever. Some people don't know this story, so I'm just gonna yada yada and whatever. There's a lot of whatever today. I'm just like, whatever. And so my gallbladder was about to rupture. I never get a damn break. Like, if it can go wrong, it's going to. Like, that's just, I come to expect shit by now. I'm just like, if it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna, because that's me. Hi, my name's Nirvana. It's nice to meet you. So my gallbladder needed to be taken out. So I drove 3 hours back to my original surgeon. They saw that I had another stricture in the same place. They opened it up with the biggest balloon that they had, and it never actually closed, which gave me rapid dumping syndrome. If you don't know what rapid dumping syndrome, I ain't got time to explain it. You can kind of hear what it means. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And rapidly dumping out of my pouch, which I just explained it, which I said I wasn't going to, but again, with the whatever. So, after that, I fought for about 2 years. About 2 years, my weight loss was not happening. Surprise, surprise. So, I met with Dr. Rollins here at Travis Air Force Base, which is where I was stationed. Well, technically kind of still stationed, whatever. Somebody count how many whatevers I did, please. Inquiring minds want to know. It's gonna be a long video, shit. So they took my gallbladder out. They saw another stricture. They opened it, never closed, and then sent my ass packing. 2 years later, my doctor here decided to give me the band over bypass, which is putting a lap band over my original bypass, which is putting a lap band on my pouch, which is not stretched, by the way. My pouch can't be stretched because nothing stays in it. So my pouch is still the original size. After that, I became malnourished and incredibly sick. Now, we put my port to the band in the top of my stomach muscles because it would be easier to get to because I had so much subcutaneous fat, adipose fat, I think is what it is, because it's, yeah. So we put it up towards the top of my stomach. Well, I was weightlifting and I was really, really active, about like what I am now, but I had a gym partner who was really pushing me, and she's amazing. Hi, Megan. And she no longer obviously is here, or I'd be, rocking it out with her, but what? Stop saying whatever, Nirvana. If you're still here, because this is ridiculous, I appreciate you. Okay, so I became malnourished. My protein level dropped. I was going to the gym a lot. I couldn't eat much. Constantly vomiting. I mean, every day, constantly vomiting. So I had erosion of my stomach from the band, and one day my port decided to flip because it came out of my stomach muscles, so it had to be removed. So I had that removed in 2016. I had it for an entire year. Literally, I had it for an entire year. I took it out the same month I got it put in, so it was put in June. It was taken out in June. So then I fought and fought and fought and fought and fought and fought and fought to get my weight off by myself. And it was near damn impossible to get under 300 pounds and stay there for more than like a week. So, and when I say get under 300 pounds, I mean like the lowest that I could manage was 295, and that was legitimately starving myself. So finally, my doctor decided to give me the distal. So now that I've done all that, now I can go back to the original point, which I actually remembered this time, which is rare for me. I hope to God you guys can hear this, because I'm gonna feel real stupid if I've yammered for 20 minutes and ain't nobody can hear me. Infinity Wars. So when you go into a new doctor and you gotta explain all these things, like the first thing she was like, so tell me about your abdominal surgeries. Like, how many have you had? I was like 7. What? 7. So, I had to tell her about the gallbladder. I had to tell her about the strictures. I had to tell her about the bypass. I had to tell her about the distal. But they don't know what those are. Like I said, I'm a very strange case because I have had 3 weight loss surgeries. Though technically the distal isn't really a separate weight loss surgery because it's just moving my limb down further. It's just, technically when we talk to my doctors and stuff like that, I didn't get another weight loss surgery. I just moved my intestine, I bypassed a little more of my intestines. But with my gastric bypass, he only bypassed 10% instead of 30. Had he bypassed 30, I probably wouldn't be in the situation that I am now. Anyhow, any damn who. I'm in a great mood. But I feel like these things need to be talked about, because when you go to a new doctor and stuff like that, you really have to sit down and explain things, because if they don't know it, they could miss something. And with my case, I can't afford somebody to miss something. I can't afford to leave out anything, because I have had a lot of surgery on my stomach and my intestines, and I'm absolutely 150% not allowing anybody, but I almost put, I'm not, I won't do that because it's probably loud. I'm not letting anybody work on my stomach that's not a bariatric specialist or my own doctor. And that's not being a dick, okay? Like, because I kind of felt like a dick yesterday. Let me explain. Why. So, hold on, it's hurting my damn hand. Ooh, ow. So, we had the CT scan. Everything came out great, but the pain is still here. And she was like, you know what? I think maybe, just maybe, you might have an ulcer. So I'd like to keep you overnight, and I'd like to give you some more fluids because I was kind of dehydrated. I, and then, damn Infinity Wars. So she wanted to keep me overnight, and they wanted to scope me. Now, I know, guys, I know that a scope is really easy, but when you've had that many surgeries and you've had that much stuff go on and you've had that many things go wrong, I'm not comfortable with anybody else touching my shit. I'm sorry. Like, I just can't. I can't afford to have somebody else in there messing around, and then, they could have messed up my pouch. They could have messed up, my other stuff as well. So, and they wanted to go look at my test. I was like, no. But I had, on the other hand, if it was a life-threatening situation, I wouldn't have had a choice. But this isn't a life-threatening situation. It's not, because, all my stuff came back great, and, I'm going to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to go to the bathroom, issues with the description box. I'm still doing all that, so it's not a stricture in my intestines, and my intestines aren't kinked or nothing like that, because I go just fine like normal. When I eat, there's no pain in my stomach. So the whole thing is that, I don't really have any issues with eating or drinking or the like. I was just really nauseous yesterday, and just had a lot of pain, and I was just miserable in my back meats. So that was because of the epiduralic appendicitis, and it finally is that thing popped off. So with that said, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there for people. Guys, if you go to the ER, don't leave anything out. Don't be like, oh yeah, I just had gastric bypass. Like, if you've had more stuff done, or you've had any complications at all, it is super important that you tell people what's going on, because if they miss something, I could die. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had left out any of that, and something has gone wrong with my intestines, or something has gone wrong with my pouch, or, it would have been appendicitis or something, I could have died. So you can't really around with that kind of stuff. Even if you just have a sleeve, like, you can't really mess around with that kind of stuff, because this is a life-changing operation that, especially for me, having so many stomach surgeries, like, having exploratory surgery to check my intestines, and having exploratory scopes to check my my pouch and stuff like that, I just cannot let people just willy-nilly just go in there and be like, let's just look around. No. So pretty much it was just the damn thing dying yesterday. I look really attractive in this, don't I? This is my neck pillow. I use it all the time because it helps obviously my neck. So, I think that's all I really wanted to say, other than just me being not having it and being, whatever. So, I'm sorry I whatevered y'all for like 20 minutes. I didn't mean to. But I'm not going to reshoot this, because this is how I feel, and I'm always honest with you guys. I feel like hot damn it on a stick. I feel like hot ass. I feel like, I feel terrible. But I feel better than I did on Thursday. I'll tell you that shit right now. And I feel better than I did yesterday. So, another thing that I wanted to kind of touch on is that pain management. So, in the hospital, they gave me on Thursday 4 doses of Dilaudid. Now, I told you guys in the other video, it really didn't do anything. And that's not like, yeah, give me some more drugs, girl. I want them drugs, girl. Who me the drugs, girl? Because I was wide awake, miserable, crying, and just like I didn't feel anything different. Then, I go back this second time and she's like, let's try fentanyl. And I'm like, I ain't feeling that. Because, I hear everything, about people getting hooked on fentanyl and hooked on, that kind of stuff and then dying and shit. And I was like, well, I'm not real. I ain't much on that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to try anything new. I've had Dilaudid many times before for my surgeries, and I mean, it didn't help me this time. I think the pain was too much. I think, it, was trying its best, but it was just too much pain. So, get out of here. Beat it. So I finally agreed because I couldn't lay down on the CAT scan thing. I couldn't manage it because it's just it's just a hard bed thing with my back. So I finally gave in, and I expected to be all like, derp. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel a damn thing. I swear to God, it was a placebo. I was like, I don't feel nothing. Now, I didn't ask for more medication because that's not something I do. Like, if they offer me medication, they come in, like, give it to me. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be dumb and be like, yeah, I just want to be in pain. Let's hook that up. But I do not ask for medication in the ER at all. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Also because I'm in the pain management thing, so that means that I have to go in and explain, what happened, why I took this, why they gave it to me, which is always just a gigantic pain in my ass. It makes me feel guilty, even though I shouldn't feel guilty. Does that make sense? I shouldn't feel technically guilty at all because I was in a lot of pain. Like, what else was I supposed to do? But with all that said and done, the whole moral of this crap was me to tell you guys that you can't really leave anything out, and I was giving you guys an update, and I wish my mood was a little better, but it's not. I just do not feel well, and the less I feel well, the less happy I am, and I just get pissy, and that's kind of why, like, I step away from talking to people, because I know me, and when I'm in pain, I'm kind of a dick. I want to be left alone. I never, ever like people waiting on me. I hate it. Like my mother-in-law said, let me get this. No, I'm a terrible patient. I just don't like people having to do stuff for me. I like being the caretaker, so it's easier for me just to be like, no, I got it. No, I'm good. No, no, I can get it. Even though I probably shouldn't do that, and I've been told not to do that, but I'm stubborn. I'm so, like you guys don't know, I'm super stubborn. So, there's a lot of stuff that, I could tell you guys that I'm amazing and awesome, and I never am rude, and I'm never an asshole, and, I'm the coolest cat in the town, and I don't do anything wrong, but that's a damn lie. Like, that's a lie. I'm an emotional person. I am very sensitive. Don't do well with actual pain. And then when I say actual pain, that means pain that I cannot ignore. I can ignore a lot of pain. That shit that went on this last week, that was not pain that I could manage on my own. The medicine I have at home, which, by the way, I always tell, if you, I shouldn't, I feel bad for saying stuff because I feel like I'm not really telling you what you should do. I'm just saying, I'm suggesting that if you are in the same situation as me, this is what I did, and, maybe it would help somebody else. I shouldn't say you need to do, you see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that, and I don't know why I'm backtracking. So, I do tell them about my medicines that I have at home. I tell them how much I take. I tell them, that how much I took that day, and I never leave that kind of stuff out because that's just not the person I am. Just mainly because if they were to give me something that, I could be allergic to, or it would counteract, or even, do bad stuff. Does that make sense? Do bad stuff? I don't know the word for it. I'm just gonna say do bad stuff, like, because I took that and they gave me something that could interact with it. I think that's the word for it. Then I didn't want, that to happen. So I'm always really honest with every medication that I got, and I'm constantly taking, and I always tell them that I am in a pain management program and that I have to have the information before I leave saying that, this is what I took, this is why I took it, because I'm always going to cover my ass. Always going to cover my ass. I am not a drug seeker, and I don't like being treated like one, so that's important for me, not to have to feel like that, because I do feel like that when I go into the ER. I feel really terrible telling them that, I'm in a pain management program, because when you do that, then they're going to be like, well, is she ever drugs? That's what I feel like they're doing, but yeah, that's what I feel like they're doing, but they don't. And then when I leave, I'm never, ever, 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 ever ask for medication to go home on, unless it's like an antibiotic or anything like that. Like, I will not ask for pain management to go home. I won't do it. I don't care how much pain I'm in. Like, they offered me to take home medication that day on Thursday, and I said, no, I've got medicine at home. And of course, I'll call my doctors and stuff like that and see what they want to do, but I don't ask for more, ever, and I don't ask for something to go home on, because that's just asking for trouble with my pain management program, and that can get me kicked out, and I ain't about that life. So anyway, guys, I love your beautiful, gorgeous, amazing faces. Like I said, I wish I was in a better mood, but I'm not. I did want to give an update and tell you guys kind of how I deal with the ER, and like, how hard it is sometimes when you've got a lot of, weird and obscure surgeries that people don't know about. And that's kind of the moral of the story, is like, a lot of stuff people just don't know about, and you have to be the one to be the advocate. You have to be your own advocate. You have to tell them everything that you need to know, because they need to know, to help you, because in the end it's going to help you. So I will talk to you guys very, very, very soon. Mwah. Bye.